What is Uniswap? Why Uniswap is so popular? How you can use Uniswap? And why should you use Uniswap? How can you make money from Uniswap? And what are the risks of using Uniswap? This is exactly what you're going to learn in this video. Now do yourself a favor, go and grab a cup of coffee or something that you want to drink and watch this video with slow pace, because this video is going to change the way you see the decentralized finance. In fact, Uniswap changed the whole landscape of decentralized finance, and after that the world of cryptocurrency was completely changed. And this is exactly what we are going to learn in this video. So buckle up for an interesting ride. I'm your host Harsh Agrawal. I have founded CoinSutra in 2016, and from last 5 years I have been teaching everything about cryptocurrency, blockchain and various ways by which you can invest in cryptocurrencies and make money. Now, moving back to Uniswap. So Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. What it means is that you don't need anybody permission, you don't need to do KYC to exchange token. You might be aware of Binance, WazirX, Coinbase, and other exchanges which are centralized exchanges where you need to do KYC to start using this platform. But whereas on Uniswap, you don't need to do KYC, you don't need to take anybody's permission. Or if you are a project owner, you want to launch your own project on own token, you can launch it on Uniswap for free. Now, this is what Uniswap offers. But there is much more to that, and this is exactly what we are going to learn today. So let's go ahead, let's check out Uniswap and then let's learn everything in the process. Alright, so this is how Uniswap website looks like. They are about to launch Uniswap version 3. They have already announced Uniswap version 3, and I think it's going to change the way Uniswap operates and make it more popular. By the way, Uniswap is also the top decentralized exchange right now with a volume of about $1.15 billion in 24 hours, and which matters a lot because the next one is SushiSwap, which is only doing about $500 million, and Uniswap is more than double of SushiSwap volume. So this is very important for the higher liquidity. Now I know it might be sounding a little confusing, but then stay tuned because I'll show you exactly what I mean by all this. So very first thing, when you go to Uniswap website, you click on use Uniswap, which will open a website like this. Now the very first thing you need to do is you need to connect with your wallet. For this, you'll see an option at the right side here to connect with your wallet. So I've already connected with my wallet using MetaMask, but you can always connect using MetaMask or Wallet Connect. That means you can use any mobile wallet which supports Wallet Connect, like Coinbase Wallet, like Trust Wallet. Then you can directly use Coinbase Wallet, you can use Fortmatic, you can use Potty. So there are like different wallets that you can connect MetaMask with. Then you can change the mode. You can have light mode, you can have dark mode, depending on how you like it. Then you can go to swap is the first thing that you would be using. So like let's say if you have ETH or if you have any other token and you want to exchange it with any other ERC20 token, you can do that using swap feature. So let's say if I want to convert my ETH into 1 inch, I can just simply enter whatever the volume I want to use, and then it would help me to swap quickly. Here is very interesting thing. There is a concept of slippage tolerance. Especially this is important if you are doing a high volume transaction on a low liquidity pool. This slippage tolerance becomes very important. So you may want to keep it to minimum as 0.5 or 1% depending on the pair that you are transacting on. I'll leave a link in the description which helps you to understand more about slippage tolerance. Alright, so once this is done, you can always click on swap, allow this transaction using your MetaMask or any other wallet that you're using, and then you'll be able to convert your token to any other ERC20 token. And all permissionlessly, you can do it any time of the day, and you don't need to take permission from anywhere. Even if you are from any country in the world, be it US, be it a country where certain cryptocurrency exchanges are not allowed, you can always use decentralized exchange without any problem. Now the bigger question is, who is providing liquidity here? And if you understand this concept, you will be understanding all the apps, dApps similar like Uniswap, on all the different ecosystem. You'll be able to understand those the process. So let's understand this with a basic example. When we trade on a centralized exchange like Binance, There is a buyer and seller, and then there are market makers who help us to provide liquidity, and that's how we are able to transact on a centralized exchange. In return, the centralized exchange make money. They also incentivize market maker by providing them, low transaction fee, and that's how they also make money. When you're using a broker like Coinbase, it's the job of Coinbase to provide liquidity, because there is no order book system where like you can see an order book. Basically, you just simply buy a coin like BTC, and Coinbase is the one who's providing liquidity, and they function like broker. So there is the first one is an example of centralized exchange like Binance. The second one is a example of broker like Coinbase. But in the world of decentralized exchange, it's a user like you and me who can become a liquidity provider. But why would you want to be a liquidity provider? The reason is that you get benefit in terms of whatever transaction fee that we are going to pay. So for example, if for this transaction there is a liquidity provider fee of 0.03 ETH. This will be a portion of this will be distributed to the people who have provided liquidity. Sounds exciting, right? And this is a great way of making money also. So let me show you how that is done and some of the nitty-gritty of providing liquidity on Uniswap. So the very first thing, you go to the pool, all right? And here are some of the liquidity which I have provided, but you can always click on add liquidity, and let's say you have ETH and you want to provide liquidity of 1 inch, and if you don't have balance of 1 inch, since I don't have 1 inch, let's select comp and select maximum. So now exactly the same proportion, the same ETH would be added, and then I can provide this liquidity. Now here is few interesting stuff. If I provide this liquidity, my share of pool is 0.01%. So I basically own 0.01% of this entire pool of liquidity. So this ETH comp is one market, is one liquidity pool that is already been created. Now I am just adding more liquidity to the pool, and using this liquidity, a user like you or any other will be swapping their token from Ethereum to comp. Simple. The benefit that we are getting is that the transaction fee, a portion of transaction fee in proportion of our share of pool, is what we would be getting. And that's actually the magic of decentralized finance, where anybody can become a liquidity provider and earn a percentage of transaction fee in this process. But then there are two major challenges with becoming a liquidity provider at this moment. One of the biggest challenge is high transaction fee. So every time you want to provide liquidity or you want to remove your liquidity, you have to pay the Ethereum gas fee, which is quite significant. So if you're providing liquidity for a small portion like this, it may not make economical sense. Another thing is impermanent loss, which is a very detailed concept in itself. I will leave a link of a guide on impermanent loss that you can read. But in essence, what it means is, let's say I'm providing liquidity of 0.33 comp, an equal amount of ETH, that's on the proportion of 50:50. But somebody is swapping the token, and that disbalances the proportion of liquidity in the pool. And if I'm removing the liquidity, I'm not getting the same proportion of the token that I've provided. I might get more comp and less ETH, or I might get more ETH and less comp. That means if the price of this token changes and I get disproportionate liquidity back, I might be at the loss, and this loss is called impermanent loss. And this is a very important concept that you need to understand, and I would highly recommend you to watch the video. I'm leaving a link in the description to help you understand all about impermanent loss. Now while this is done, let's go back to pool, and let me show you how this liquidity provider part is working out for me. So I provided liquidity of ETH, TVK, index ETH, DAO ETH. These are the different pool in which I provided some liquidity. And this all position, the total value, current value is $70,680, and I've earned $39.79 because of the providing liquidity. Now why I have provided liquidity is I am going to hold this token for a really long time, maybe like 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, because these projects are work in development and they might become very popular in the days to come. So now, rather than holding this token just like that, I've actually decided to provide liquidity. And now I'll be able to earn a certain portion of, when people are using this pool, I'm earning a fee because I provided liquidity. The mechanisms of system also ensure that the impermanent loss is as low as possible, or probably does not happen at some times. So I have very little less to lose, because the price of this token would appreciate over time. I'll also be earning the fee, and I'm hoping that my impermanent loss is not too bad, and I'll be in profit. Now let me show you impermanent loss as in live example. So right now I have about 58 index and 0.92 ETH, whereas I have provided 60 index and 0.89 in ETH. So what that means is that if I remove my liquidity right now, I'll be getting less index and more ETH. So this is what exactly impermanent loss is. Now this value would keep changing over time depending on the transaction that's happening. And you can always select individual token to see the fee earned from individual liquidity pool that you have provided. And what you can do is you can always go to pairs at info.uniswap.org, and here you can find the pools which are very popular. So let's say I will sort this pool based on the fees in 24 hours, and we can see that USDC ETH, ETH USDT, FEI ETH, and all these tokens are the most popular in last 24 hours. And we can also sort it based on the 7-day volume. So at least this would give you an idea of which all tokens are most popular, and if you have those tokens and you want to provide liquidity, you can actually go ahead and provide liquidity. Now I highly recommend you to start using a Ledger wallet with your MetaMask, so that you ensure that you are leveling up your security. If you don't know how to do that, there is a video on my YouTube channel which shows you how to use hardware wallet with MetaMask, and this is something that you should be using. Now, as I said, there are certain risks of providing liquidity. One of them is impermanent loss, which we have already explained. Then there are systematic risk. There is also admin key risk, because this is a decentralized exchange, and if the admin keys are compromised, we might end up losing all our liquidity that we have provided. The probability of that happening is low, but again, that's a risk that you should be aware of. Then the bugs is another risk that you should be aware of. Since it's all based on an algorithm, there could be certain bugs which could create problem. But nonetheless, overall decentralized exchange is changing the world that we know of, and this is something that you should start exploring, especially with the layer 2 solution like Matic and Loopring. We might see low transaction fee, and people might move, the traffic might move from centralized exchange to decentralized exchange, and the mechanism of liquidity provider will help you to earn extra with the token that you are hodling. And that's all about Uniswap. There are a few things that you should learn about. One is impermanent loss, one is how liquidity pool works. So this is more technical, but I will leave the link of this video in the description, which is one of the very popular video to understand about liquidity pools, and something which will help you to level up your knowledge. At the same time, I'll also leave the link of Uniswap version 3 changes, which will help you to dive deep into the upcoming changes. But at the same time, is Uniswap a good investment or not? That's something you need to decide. Uniswap also have a token called Uni, which was launched at $4 price. Right now it is at $40. Okay, and you can read about all about Uni token and Uni tokenomics on the Glassnode article, and you can decide if you want to invest it or not. You can always buy Uni token from Uniswap directly, or you can always go to CoinMarketCap and markets, and you can find all the markets where Uni token is available. And with that, guys, that's all about Uniswap. I think it's a great platform and something that you should be exploring. Once you understand Uniswap, once you understand the concept of liquidity provider, once you understand the concept of decentralized exchange swapping or exchange, you would be able to understand similar platform on different ecosystem. For example, on Solana, there is a platform called Raydium, which is upcoming, something that you should look at, since the mechanism is more or less the same, though they will have different algorithm for the market making, automated market making. But if you understand this concept, you'll be able to relate the mechanism of this new ecosystem, Uniswap competitors, and maybe you will be able to make informed decision on should you be investing on them or not. But anyways, I hope this video has helped you. If you have any feedback or question, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, do like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. This is Harsh.